Hello, students. Welcome back to CSR 100. We are now moving into Module 2. Time is moving by very quickly. However, once again, I'm going to reiterate this. I am absolutely positive that you all can successfully complete the course. And so here I just want to briefly go over the content that is required in this module to help you get some clarification on some things such as personality and the first habit, right? And so here we go. One of the very first things that I want to do is I would like to go over the material, some of the material that you would cover and that you're going to need to know to complete your work for this week, okay? And so here's a little brief PowerPoint on the content that you will see in the first chapter. And so let's talk about it. College success. The college success formula. And so if you don't know by now, the very first habit is, can someone answer it? Just joking. Gotta bring humor. We must bring humor into our work for those serious people out there. I love to laugh, and I hope that you love to laugh as well. It's good for us. It takes less muscles to smile and more muscles to frown. Anyhow, the first habit 1, be proactive. What is the opposite of being proactive? Does anyone know? I wish I was in a classroom. It feels like it. Anyhow, this is not the traditional style of learning. I'm actually talking into a camera. I make those I create these funny questions and utilize that pregnant pause so that you can think about it. You know, the opposite of being proactive is being non-productive, right? Or we can say non-proactive, right? Or we can use the term procrastination. However, we, would like to apply proactive skills while in college. It's extremely important for us to do that, right? In order to reach degree completion. So you are going to come across the college success formula. What is it? A compelling why. Think about that. Why are you here? Why are you in college? In some cases, we're here because our parents want us to be here. In some cases, we're returning back to our education after many, many years. And in some cases, we're fresh out of high school and we want to pursue college because we want a degree to gain knowledge and to earn our education and go through the process of the learning experience and to prepare for the career, our career of choice. For whatever reason that is, it is extremely essential for us to think about why, the compelling why. And then once we combine that with solid academic skills, such as organization, reading comprehension, mathematics, science, and all of those other areas out there that I think are important, English, grammar, writing, right? Understanding the difference between subject and subject-verb agreement can help us, can build us up to have effective academic solid skills plus effective life skills. What are some of those life skills? Common sense. A lot of this is common sense when I discuss effective life skills. Some of the things I talk about is being able to have discernment, right? Being able to make a decision based off of discernment and choices, right? Those are some effective life skills, right? Being able to put ourselves first and to put our goals in perspective and make them a priority. Now, that may sound very simple, yet most people have difficulty applying it in real time. And then when you collaborate these three ideas, we can get the result. And that result is highly effective students. Moving along. Academic pro tips. There are some academic pro tips that Trevor, and Mr. England and Diane and Craig and Joseph, so on and so forth, bring into the text to assist us as we begin to apply and learn about these 7 habits, okay? These subjective habits. You can get the app, it's available to you. And so if that's something that you're interested in, if you struggle with that, then reach out to me and we'll figure out how to go about it. I want to take a look at this framework. This framework is what the author uses to help us put these habits in some sort of pecking order, right? And to help us understand where these habits fit in life. Covey, I believe, does a great job at this and expressing this to help us work through these habits. And so in life, right, we're dependents. Think about it. As a dependent, let's think about that. You are your parents' dependent. I mean, it is a term that's used on taxes, right? And during this dependent phase of our life, we're usually probably not really truly implementing these habits. And this doesn't go for all, but for most, most people struggle with this area. And so you have dependence. So, the order is that we have dependence and then hopefully we move into the area of independence. And so what the author is saying, in between that time frame, if we can master these habits or rather begin to practice these habits more often, it can assist us in moving to that independence area. Okay. Being proactive. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. And habit 3, put first things first. This is our private victory. Why is it considered our private victory? Because these are the habits that is truly solely for us, right? It's for the individual, okay? So that we can be effective in the midst of academia and in life. Once again, and in life, this applies in real time. And so if you look at the framework, after you have gone from dependent to interdependence, we move into this area of interdependence. And so what is the difference between independence and interdependence? Independence is solely, again, for the individual. You have reached the level of independence. You're no longer a dependent, and you can solely rely on yourself to effectively move through life, right? Our parents are not there. They're not assisting us. For example, when you become independent, you put your priorities first. You maybe become a homeowner, or you may, move from your parents' house into a college setting or in your own apartment. And now you have independently, successfully paid your own bills. You're independent. You're waking up on time. You're going to school. You're making independent decisions in your life. that assistance is not directly there. Our parents aren't, they're not going anywhere, right? They're there with you for a lifetime. However, you're independently moving along to reach a level of success. And then interdependence means now, not only do you own independent skills, but now other people, right, are relying on you in some way, shape, fashion, or form. You become interdependent. So, for example, when you are in the workplace, when you reach that career that it is that you want, your fellow colleagues are relying on you to do your due diligence so that you all can effectively work as a team. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And so these habits, habit 4, win-win. Think win-win. Habit 5, seek first to understand and to be understood. Habit 6 brings that public victory. That's why I went from private to public. Because now it is not solely about your independence. It's about taking the knowledge that you've gained, apply it, and help others. And help others. I hope that, you all get the main point of this framework moving along. And so that framework, in the midst of habit 1, we want to see, do, and get. What are we seeing and doing and getting? Okay. It's important that I review this quote before we move along. Quantum breakthroughs. If you want to make minor changes in life, work on your behavior. But if you want to make significant quantum breakthroughs, work on your paradigms. And so in the first module, we learn what paradigms are and how they affect our mindset. Stephen R. Covey, rest in peace. Some of the principles I want to discuss before going over that framework that appeared to be empty in the middle. Principles are timeless and universal. They produce predictable outcomes, are not religious, are external to ourselves, operate whether we believe in them or not, and they are self-evident. Okay? Here we go. This is the slide that I'm looking for. Habit 1, be proactive. I'm going to go back to the human theories in a sec. Okay? Habit 1, be proactive. See, do, get model. Here's the see, do, get model. And in the center of this idea is responsibility and initiative. Okay? These are the main ideas that the content in this text refer to. Responsibility, taking responsibility, and initiative. Okay, so what are you going to see once you've accomplished these ideals? You're going to see you are free to choose how to act regardless of what happens to you. And your future is a product of your own choices. What are you going to do? Take initiative. Carry on weather. Use productive language. Grow your circle of influence. Break negative cycles. Avoid addictions. And then what is the results? What are we going to get? The future that you want. And that's degree completion. And again, let me reiterate this. I believe in you and I am sure that you will reach degree completion. Theories of human behavior. Genetic, environmental, cognitive. What is the difference? The difference is genetics, traits. We're born with them. We get them from our parents. Okay? That's where genetics develop. And this idea I'm a product of my genes. Environmental determinism. That's the external factors. Look around you, right? This is my environment around me. Temecula. I'm located in Temecula. My environment impacts my behavior, human behavior. I am the product of my environment, this idea. And then the cognitive theory. I am the product of my choices. One sec. I want to pull up the content from the text. Okay. Give me 1 second. This is a learning experience for us all, and I enjoy it. Okay. If you look in the text, I lost my page. Where's my page? I lost my page. Habit 1. Excuse me. Okay. Yes, I lost my page. Let me go back. Let me go back to the 3 theories of human behavior. Okay. Okay. So the slide, the 3 theories of human behavior. I want you to think about this. Okay. Here we have 3 different paradigms. These are the 3 different paradigms of human being. Some people see themselves as products of their genes, their family background, and DNA. Others see themselves as products of their environment, the conditions they grew up in. Others see themselves as the products of their own choices instead of their circumstances. Okay. So think about this. What do people who live by this paradigm, in particular cognitive theory, do? And what results do they get in life? Think about that question. Think about those 2 specific questions. Okay. What the author is trying to influence in readers is that cognitive theory is likely to be more effective as college students. He wants us to be aware of genetic determinism. He wants us to be aware of the environmental factors. However, he wants us to understand that we are the product of our choices and do not allow the external factors to influence us from being effective down the path of the degree completion and in life. Does that make sense? Okay. Moving along, because it's a lot. It is a lot that I would like to expand on, but I want you to go back to the text. Think about what I talked about here. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Okay? Because I would like for you to dive deep and really understand what the author is describing. And so that's why I decided to just scroll through and briefly touch on this area. Okay? Moving along, the 4 unique human gifts: self-awareness, imagination, conscious, and independent will. Those are the 4 unique human gifts. Why? Because to have self-awareness allows us to go internal, and examine self, our behaviors, how we view the world, and our paradigms. Self-awareness influences our thoughts, perspectives, and behavior. Because we become aware of the things that we're doing that may be preventing us from or hindering us from being successful. Imagination. Yes, we imagine. Imagine. We all know what that is. And being conscious. Being fully aware of our conscious and the independent will. We have the willpower to do whatever it is that we put our minds to. Here's another framework. So you have the stimuli. What is the stimulus? Okay, maybe it is what's happening around us. Our interactions, people, places, and things happen. And then we take that stimulus in. We make a conscious decision. We get a response, a result. And then we implement the 4 unique human gifts. And so this all is happening simultaneously. Okay? Be aware of that. They're not mutually exclusive. Reactive language. Reactive language. I can't. It's not my fault. I have to. We have no other choice. They won't let me. That's the famous one, That's the famous one that most people in the environment that I grew up in love to use, unfortunately. By the way, I know you all can hear my accent. And yes, I am a Brooklynite for life. I'm from New York. Yay, big up New York City. And so they won't let me. They won't let me. Boo. No. Let's begin to reframe our mindset in the way we see things and view things in life. And let's be conscious of the language that we use, because we are what we think about, correct? Yeah, yes. We are what we think about. And so what we think usually comes into fluorescent. What we speak usually come into fluorescent, right? It comes into, right? Because we believe this. And so our thought, our words impact our behaviors. We want to transition that negative language. Actually, we want to put it in the incinerator. Let the garbage man come and pick it up this Wednesday at 8 a.m. and go on with it. Get rid of it. Get it out of us because it's not useful. We want to transition it to proactive language. I apologize. I'm sorry. I choose to. Let's look at all of our options. I will get this done regardless of the challenge. There must be something we can do. You hear the difference? You hear the difference in the connotation? You hear the difference in the delivery? It uplifts us when we utilize proactive language, let alone the external factors, let alone the other people around us. If we think we can change the language to proactive language, it can definitely get us positive results. Okay? Paradigms and self-talk. Okay? Belief. I can't do math. This is a particular activity that I usually do in person, in real time, in traditional learning. And so it's best that I do it there. But you see, this is a really good exercise, and you can do it at home if you like. Fill in the blanks, right? Okay. What you see, what you do, what you get. Fill in the blanks here. Belief, I can't do that. Attitude becomes what? I hate math. The intention, I'm not going to class. The behavior, you skip class, and then what? The big fat F, fail. However, That word fail, I personally love to view it as failing forward because it's a learning experience. That's what it is. And Anne Sullivan, graduation speech. And now we are going out into the busy world to take our share in life's burdens and do our little to make the world better, wiser, and happier. Every man or woman who improves himself or herself is aiding the progress of society, and everyone who stands still holds it back. Think about that. Reviewed in the text. See how it liberates you. That is the end of the brief slides that I have for you. Now, what I would like to look at before I'm done is I want to go over personality. What is personality? Okay. Can we touch personality? No. It is intangible. Okay. Personality is intangible. Personality is a concept. It's a concept. It's a theory. Difference between the fact, right? It is a psychological construct that we practice most of our lives. It develops, slightly shifts over time. What does that mean? So, for example, my results is the ENTJ. If you look over the example of the Keirsey sorter, you would learn that I am an ENTJ. I'm an extrovert. I use my intuition. Boy, do I think and hope. Do I use judgment? Man, I laugh at that. It's a beautiful thing, though. At least I think so. And so, my personality remains steady. It has remained steady over the past 15 years. Once I learned what my personality was. If you look at the research, if you want to take some time out and you want to look at research, okay, you will learn that a letter may change as you mature, but very rarely does it. Okay. So we can pretty much rely on the personality assessment. Personality, according to Robert Ewing, okay, the different theories are psychodynamic, okay, humanistic, trait, behavior, and cognitive. Now, I'm not gonna shift into the psychological. I'm not gonna shift into the psychological aspects because it's not Psychology 101. Yes, that is my area of study, psychology. Yes, I am an organizational psychologist. Yes, I am. And so I want to restrain from it because I love it so much. Psychology, yay, yay, yay. Social sciences, raise the roof, raise the roof. I love it so much. So, forgive me if I, dive deeper. But I really want you to understand the basis of personality and how it was coined and where it was coined. So if you want to do some extra work and you want to look it up, be my guest. Okay. But this text can really assist you in understanding the theory behind personality. Okay. Personality is the characteristic sets of behaviors, connotations, and emotional patterns that evolve from biological and environmental factors, the biological aspect of it, genetic, hereditary factors, physical appearance, and physique, and have maturation, okay? Environmental factors, upbringing, culture, geographic location, and life experiences. We're going to leave it there, okay? Be sure to review all of the content in this module. Be sure to watch all videos. Complete the Keirsey so that you can learn your personality type, okay? Because personality type, when you understand your personality, it helps you to understand self, your behaviors. Why do you behave the way you do? Shake your head, yes. It really will. It helps you to understand others' behaviors. It helps you to lead. It helps you to interact with colleagues. It helps you to have a deeper understanding of who your partner is and how you both can work effectively together. Okay? I'll leave it there. And I look forward to meeting you back in Module 3. Thanks for listening. Again, I'll reiterate this. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me. I prefer to correspond with you all, preferably through Karen's inbox. But if you have to use my other emails, that's what they're there for. And you can always text me. My number is on the syllabus, and it's through the entire Canvas shell. Okay? See you in Module 3.